good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, tolerance, compassion, and understanding for ourselves and hopefully everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in, but you never have to miss a show. Why? Because we are live on Instagram. We are live on Facebook, but you don't have to go all of those places. You can go one-stop shopping right there on the website. That is tglradioshow.com. tglradioshow.com. You can catch us live right now. If you ever miss a show, you can hit the watch now button. You can go back and you can share those on all of our social media platforms and yours too. So go there and live the good life. Open your mind. Let us pour into your heart, your mind, and spirit. That's what we do right here. And we have an amazing show for you today because as you know, we choose a theme for each and every week. And this week has been receiving. So we have two ladies that we are going to highlight today who have literally received their blessings and received their purpose and their passions, and they are walking in them. We have a baker. You're like, a baker? Yes, y'all. Oh, Lee, you got to give me the cupcakes. They're on the other side of the glass. You got to bring them in here because no, he's not trying to share them. We have a problem here. We have a baker Mignon, Francois. She will be on literally in about 45 seconds, and we also have Saran, Bynum. She will be here after the break. So we have two ladies. We're going to tell their stories because they are reaching the world, and we want you to receive this and really understand how they were able to walk their walk and inspire you to do the same. So we are going to jump. He is not trying to share these cupcakes, and I'm going to tell you why. Because she is a New Orleans girl. She is a food joy curator. Her name is Mignon Francois, and will be on the line in literally 2 seconds. And she has made it big all over Tennessee. She's bringing more joy home to New Orleans with her second bakery, the Cupcake Collection. Yes, it will be right there on Oritha Castle Haley Boulevard in the Rue Carré. So you have got to go over there and check it out. I want to say good morning to Miss Mignon Francois. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fabulous. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you, because you have spread smiles all over the WBOK studio, upstairs, downstairs, and everywhere. We are like trying to get at these cupcakes. The GM had one this morning, and she had your strawberry cupcake, and she was like, oh my gosh, this icing tastes like strawberry ice cream. She's like, I don't know how she did it. Oh, look, he's finally going to share them with me. He brought them in the studio. See, he was trying to get one. But anyway, did you hear it pop open? Yes, I had 6, y'all. I have my own container, but I am sharing. So I want to thank you for being here. But I just want to let you know that she is here featured on The Good Life because she is reaching the world, but she has also been featured on the Food Network, The Chew, USA Today, and from news stations from New Orleans, Nashville, and intergalactically. They're gonna know you absolutely everywhere by these cupcakes.
Bless the Lord. That is so exciting.
Y'all can play around if you want to, but she has turned $5 into millions of dollars. So I want to give it over to you, and I'd love for you to tell us your story about how did you come up with the Cupcake Collection?
Oh my gosh, I didn't know how to bake at all, not even out of a box. So to say that I was going to start a bakery sounds crazy. What I've learned in the process is there's a thin line between what looks like crazy and the Holy Spirit telling you.
Yes, I love you already.
Because you know what happens is if you want to have something different, but you want it to look the same. But if you want something different to happen in your life, it's not going to look like anything you've ever seen before. That's why I always say that there is a thin line between what looks like crazy and the Holy Spirit. I was hearing God say make cupcakes, but I didn't know how to bake. We were losing everything we had, including the house that the bakery is located in to this day. Today is our 9th birthday. I'm so excited about it.
I was about to say that.
When I look back over what it is that you need to start a business, that would probably be a little money, some experience in the business, maybe some knowledge of your product,
a little bit,
some good credit. I didn't have any of those things.
Wow.
But I opened the business believing that if God is who he says he is, he can do what he says he can do. And so I went forward in faith and started baking. So what I would do was I had these little girls that were awesome bakers. Their dad required that they bake every day. And so I thought that I could have them bake at night, and then I would sell it in the day because I was always good at business. But as soon as we got started, I went and presented this idea to my daughters. But as soon as we got started, my oldest daughter said, well, you know, that's all fine and dandy, but I really do have a plan, and I'm going back to New Orleans. So without her, my youngest daughter wasn't interested anymore. So now I feel like I've got to figure out how I'm going to bake, because I have put a 3x3 sign outside of my door saying bakery coming soon, and to me that meant I told the world.
Right, exactly, exactly.
And so now I got to be who I say that I am and do what I say that I'm going to do, because I'm a woman of my word.
Hello.
So I decided to call my grandmother on the phone and say, Grandma, I need to make a cake. And she was like, well, Grandma doesn't have recipes, baby. I don't really know what to tell you to do. And I was like, well, Grandma, just try to tell me whatever you can tell me, long distance, from Houma, Louisiana. And so she said, well, open up your hand. Go to the first line, put that much of this ingredient. And then go to the second line on your hand and put that much. Well, pinch your fingers together and put this much salt in it. And that's how she told me how to bake her strawberry cake. It was the first thing that I did successfully. But one thing about my grandmother's baking is it's not consistent. You know, she's a grandma. You know, she pull up a little bit in her hand. You know,
exactly.
This day she might add a little bit more. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to run a business that way. So I needed to figure out a recipe for this. Well, I had been a student at Xavier University where I was studying to go to medical school.
Yes.
And I could not apply the science. I was there on full ride scholarship flunking.
Wow.
Because I couldn't apply the science. It was in that moment with my grandmother's recipe that it all clicked. That everything that I had been through wasn't in fact for what I thought it was. It was that's when it says that God is preparing you for something you can't handle right now. It took for me to go through losing everything I had and being tired of being sick and tired, being tired of not having lights come on when you hit the switch, and being tired of twisting on the faucet and the water not coming out every time you use it, to being thirsty enough to say, I will do whatever you say, God. I just want to have field trip money for my kids.
Yes.
Like, I was going to be the room mom every time so that my children could go on the field trips for free. And they were going to school every day knowing we have to eat breakfast and lunch because we're not sure what we're going to eat when we get home tonight.
Yes.
And never did they complain about it. Never did they tell anyone, oh, woe is us. They never said, poor me. I was sitting in the back of the house one day with the lights off. We had been running the house on a generator, taking whatever money we could make every day to go buy gas to run the generator so that our children could feel normalcy.
Wow.
And I would stay in the house in total darkness in the middle of the day to save the gas up for a night. And I was sitting back here in the dark, and I had paid whatever I could pay, and I had $5 left. And I was talking to the Lord. I was like, God, I don't know what I'm supposed to do to feed a whole family. I'm trying to be obedient to what you say. I'm trying to tithe. I'm trying to pay my bills first like I'm supposed to. But then there's not enough left to feed these children. And somebody knocked on the door. And so I get up and I go answer the door, and it was my neighbor. And she's like, why are you in the dark? And I was like, because I'm meditating. Because I was too proud to tell her because I don't have any electricity.
Right.
And she was like, well, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Listen, those cakes you've been making out of this house, because what I had done was once I got a consistent recipe, I started going outside to the neighborhood. When they would build a house or build apartments in my neighborhood, because, you know, as what you've seen happen all over the country has happened right here in Nashville, too, where, you know, houses are being torn down for 4 complexes to go up. And so whenever I would see real estate agents, I'd go out there and say, hey, look, I don't know how to bake, but will you taste this for me and tell me it's all right? Because I'm trying to open up a bakery over here.
Wow.
And instead of looking at me like I was crazy, they'd be like, sure, I'll try it. Those people would come back and knock and ask for more and would say stuff, are you kidding me? This is the best thing I've ever had. And I was like, really? And so when this knock came on the door, my neighbor and friend said, I want to give to all of my clients your cupcakes as gifts.
What?
And when you make some, I'm going to pay you. Well, I was just sitting back here talking to the Lord. I only got $5. Now, she's not telling me she's going to give me anything up front, and I'm too proud to tell her, well, I don't have any money to go to the store to buy you anything. She just says, whenever you have time to do it, you just go ahead and do it, and whenever you're ready, I will be ready to receive them, and I'll pay you. So I went back to the back, and I looked at the $5, like, okay, God, you feed birds every day? Surely you're going to feed me.
Oh.
I got myself up, and I went to the grocery store right then and there. And I bought everything that I could buy with that $5. And I came home, and I made her some cupcakes. And we packed the tins that she provided me to fill, and she went out and gave those away, and that night she paid me $60. So I went from not having enough money in one day to buy food for the week to having enough money for food for the week. So then I took from that $60, I took the $5 out that I started with, and I went back and I spent all that money back in the store again. By the end of the week, I had turned that $60 into $600.
Wow.
And then I kept doing that until we filled over 600 dozen cupcakes for her.
600 dozen?
Yes. She had 600 clients that she wanted to give at least 1 dozen to. And I have been flipping that same money ever since for the past 9 years. Well, actually, it's 10 years for me because it took me 2 years of working every day as if this was a business with the doors never opening, believing God every day for what he was telling me to do before the doors actually did open. Wow. So it was about a year in of me making cupcakes for everybody in the neighborhood and everything like that before she ever comes over and knocks on the door and says, hey, make this for me. So I've been flipping that same money for 10 years. We've been a debt-free business. We've been voted in the top 10 in the country. We just received a ranking in Tennessee as the best cake in the state. And I don't know how to bake.
Obviously you do. Obviously you do, because you had us licking our fingers over here. They were like, this is the best cupcake. She was literally like, this is the best cupcake I have ever had. And, you know, people like to do all kind of stuff, but it is just like a handful of deliciousness. I don't know what you do. Obviously it's the love and you know, the spirit that has gotten you there. You received it. God sent you a message and you received it. You know, what if you didn't pay attention? You're like, I'm not a baker, I can't do this, and really put it to the side. And you know, you kept going one way, but you didn't. You received it, and you started your walk.
Let me tell you what I really believe that is. I believe it's all about now faith. God had given me a word in that time that he was telling me to open up this business. He was waking me up at 3:17 every morning. And you know, sometimes, you know, you get up in the middle of the night, it seems to be the same time, and you think, oh, I'm supposed to check the door, make sure my children are breathing. Did I turn off the stove? Did I lock the door?
Yes.
That's not what it's about. It's the only time that you're going to be silent enough for God to get your attention. And he's waking you so that he can tell you some things. And I learned that at 3:17 in the morning. I was watching TV because I couldn't sleep, and a man was on TV. He said, the morning breeze has something to tell you, do not go back to sleep. And I'm like, you sound crazy to me. I'm about to change this channel. But it was 3:17 in the morning, and I'm like too tired and lazy to get up and look for the remote. And he said it again, the morning breeze has something to tell you, do not go back to sleep. And I was like, okay, now I'm getting up and look for the remote. And as I'm looking for the remote, he said, God is trying to speak to you, and he's trying to get your attention, but this is the only time you're quiet enough. My life and my mind was so loud with worrying about what I was going to do tomorrow and how was I going to make ends meet and what was going to be the next thing and what I didn't have, instead of realizing that if I would just trust God, that he then became responsible for the rest. And so it was at 3:17 the man said, you need to get up and go and talk with God. And I didn't know how to talk to God, and I didn't know how to hear God. Like, what does he sound like? Well, you know, where do I hear him? In my ear? You know, I've heard people say, I heard God.
Right.
Like, what does that sound like? And so I got up, at 3:17. It took me a week to actually get out of the bed to go and try to talk to God. And so I got on my sofa and said, God, I'm here. I don't know what to do. So I got my Bible out because that's what I know. And I opened it to wherever it fell. And I went to chapter 3, verse 17. And I got my first word from the Lord.
Wow.
And I began to read the Bible feverishly, chapter 3, verse 17, reading all the cross references, all the notes, all the little tiny footprint that leads you to another verse. I was flipping through for 6 weeks. God woke me up at 3:17 to tell me. And I was writing in a journal with the same pen, same journal, every day, all the things that I was learning from God. And by the time we got finished, I had filled up an entire journal. And I knew exactly what my instructions were. And God said, do not turn from this, from the left or from the right. And remember to do everything that I have told you to do. And in return, people are going to pray for your success because of your obedience to me. Every time somebody walks up to me and says, oh, I'm praying for you, I say, thank you, Lord, because he reminds me that he told me that was going to happen. Every time somebody says, I did this for you, or I opened up a door for you, people are always working on my behalf, not because of me, not because I deserve it, but because I was obedient. And when we're obedient and we don't wait for things to look like you have everything you need, Faith is believing in something that you can't see, but now faith is the substance of things that make what you hope for come to life.
Amen.
Now faith is the thing that taps into the heart of God. God emptied out all of heaven for us so that we could have life more abundantly. But we think we shouldn't get up early to go to work. We think that work isn't required of us. Adam and Eve had the best accommodations of all time. And the first thing that God said to them was work. Work is required of you. They had to maintain those animals and name them. It was the first thing that he required that they do. So no matter how good you get or how much you grow or how big you get, work is required of you. And we think that it's going to get easier. It's not necessarily, work is never going to get less. Work is required if we want to please the Lord, just like faith is required if we want to please the Lord. But the kind of faith that pleases God is faith that says, you know what, God, I don't have enough money to open up a business, but I'm opening up a business today. So I'm going to do what I can do today. I have $5 worth of ingredients. I'm going to make $5 worth of cake. And I'm going to turn that $5 worth of cake into $60. That $60 turned into $600, and that has turned into over $10 million in the last 9 years.
Wow.
And I say that to say that's all that we've been able to calculate. That's not necessarily all that we've done. That's just all we've been able to calculate. And besides that, it's gotten us recognition all over the world. We've been on national TV. We've served people in other countries with our cupcakes. And I don't know how to bake. God reminds me every day. When I try to make a box cake of brownies, they don't come out. He's reminding me, you don't do this of yourself. This is me. And don't ever forget it.
We are listening to Mignon Francois. She is the owner and director of Literal Joy, the Cupcake Collection. You have it. You don't know what you have done for every listener out there, and especially what you have done for me. And I am blessed to say that I am praying for you.
Thank you.
And
I receive it.
How can we continue to support the Cupcake Collection? Because I know that you're opening your second bakery right here in New Orleans. So how can we support you here?
Oh, this is so awesome. So we are right now in our temporary store at the Rue Carré. It's located at 2000 Orepa Castle Haley Boulevard. And that was just another God thing where the New Orleans Business Alliance hooked me up with them to help get a store open while I looked for my permanent location.
Wow.
And they were needing somebody to come in, and I was needing a place to be. And so they said, come on, and we were able to open. I came to New Orleans in November of 2015 for the Bayou Classic. And while I was there, God said, you're going to open a cupcake collection in New Orleans. And it took me 2 years of working at it to get it open. And here we are, 2 years later, almost to the day, and we're open in New Orleans. We just got open. And so they can visit us on our website at thecupcakecollection.com. They can go, we're on all platforms of social media, so Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. But the biggest thing I want people to know is if you pray for it. If you can't eat sugar and it's not inside of your diet to do, not because of calories though, because we put love in our cupcakes.
Yes.
Love conquers all, and that's got to include calories.
It has warmed my soul. Trust me.
It's not something that you can do. Praying for us helps because God told us that people would. And when you keep your hand open for someone else, yes, things are going to fall out, but stuff can also fall in for you, and that's what we're seeing happen in New Orleans. New Orleans is my first franchise opportunity, so it's not actually going to be a benefit to me. It's actually a gift to my sisters.
Wow.
And so that is going to be their store, and I'm excited what God is doing in their life, because I couldn't see myself sitting over here gaining, and my sisters are trying to make ends meet, so I decided to go and teach them how to fish, and now they're fishing.
Ooh. When are you coming back? So when you come back to New Orleans, I want you here in the studio. I know we had to do it, on the line because you're in Nashville, but I would love to have you and your sisters in when you're actually back down here, because I know that they're going to have a pop-up soon coming up, during the Bayou Classic, correct?
Yep. So we're in the final stages of negotiating the lease for our permanent store. So all the prayers go up for us, y'all. Magazine Street is where we have found a home and a landlord that wants us there. And so we're trying to negotiate the lease. But if God says so, then our new home will be on Magazine Street by the end of the year. And so if we get all the negotiations done, we will have a pop-up there during Bayou Classic. So we're hoping to close this deal very soon. And then I'll be back next week, and I would love to sit down
yes.
with you.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. I'm going to come over there. We might do a show right there, do a little video. We will work it out. This is Mignon Francois, the owner and director of y'all. The happiness that is in your mouth when you eat these cupcakes is beyond belief. I really can't explain to you, like cupcake to the 10th degree. I cannot explain it. And the Cupcake Collection has come to New Orleans. She has taken over the state of Tennessee. She is taking over the entire United States, and she's coming right here to New Orleans in her roots to grow. And as she said, she couldn't see herself being so successful without bringing the family along too. And that's what the good life is all about. I want to thank you so much for being here, but let's make sure that we support them. Their current temporary location is at Rue Carré on Oritha Castle Haley Boulevard. Rue Carré, we all know where that is. Make sure you go get your cupcakes today. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to take a quick break. I told you this was an amazing show. We have two ladies who are really taking it to the next level because they received the information and they were ready to walk, to take that jump, to bring it to the next level. So we will have Saran. You knew I was going to. She's not in her head. Saran Bynum. See, I told you I was going to get it. She has a film nominated in Hollywood on November 18th. I told you these ladies are next level. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Come on, roll with the RTA.
Hello. Hey. We have 3. We're going to need one more chair, Lee. Can we have one more chair? Why don't you sit over here today?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to let them sit together. Can I get one more chair, please? Or actually, I'm going to put this chair over there for them. Can you do me a favor? And Lee's going to get you a chair. Hi. We're going to have you here, so when I have you in the camera view, I can just switch it back and forth to each and every one of you. Yes.
Where am I sitting?
Oh, pick a chair.
Okay.
One of the 3.
Jackson.
We can leave that one for Ashley.
What
do you want me to do?
Over here.
Huh?
No, you don't need 3 chairs.
I do.
Well, what about this side?
Well, I wasn't get them in the same picture.
Oh. Of course.
I mean, it's the good
Of
life.
course. Okay, well, look, let's shift your chair.
And technically, you don't need headphones. It's just to hear the ins and the outs.
Here, let's shift your chair.
Oh, gotcha.
You want him to sit in the middle? Yeah, exactly. You want to sit in the middle, sweetheart? I want to sit next to the radio host. What you want?
Whichever you like.
All right, guys. So when we're speaking, just make sure you move it to your mouth. Okay, just swing it. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Oh, we're ready.
Yes. And just make sure your phones are on silent.
Okay.
And what else? You want a cupcake? And What is it? And then swing the mic when you're speaking, and make sure you speak into the mic, because if not, you sound like an echo.
Okay.
So Jackson, we're gonna need you to come up to the mic when it's your turn, okay?
We are with Eileen Carter. Wave to Eileen, wave to
Hey, good morning. How are you all?
Dear Jackson,
Leave your sick self over there. What's wrong with you? Y'all see Ashley?
you got it.
Show you want me.
I am so sick.
Oh. I wouldn't have made you run over here if you weren't feeling well. We are here during the break. Huh?
I had text you and you didn't. I was like,
Multitasking.
I have my glasses on.
Multitasking.
Hey, Armin.
You taking your medicine? Good morning, y'all. Huh?
Hey, Kathy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad. Then you're not contagious.
Yeah, but it still don't feel good.
Right? No, it hurts.
I can't even hear out this ear really.
Hey, dog.
Yes.
Rosie.
Yes.
Hi.
This ear is foggy as well. It's kind of my ear. It's like
Oh, with sinuses?
yeah.
It's been a lot of people have been it. I know. I've had it.
It's
Last
all
night as well.
congested in here, and
Oh.
yeah,
The weather's
I get them like once a year and out.
Are y'all dealing with sinus problems? We are too.
Yeah.
We're live right now.
Yeah.
Y'all like, who should
Okay.
talk to? I'm talking to the camera. It's so crazy because I love the Instagram videos. Better. It's like the light looks crazy.
Oh.
It's all right, y'all.
They're playing some music now. Y'all doing good out there. Love y'all. Hey. Thank you, Aunt Kathy. Hey, baby dog Rose.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, tolerance, compassion, and understanding for ourselves and hopefully everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 AM. Make sure you tune in. You never have to miss a show because you can always catch us at tglradioshow.com. That is tglradioshow.com. You can follow us on all of our social media platforms. That is at TGL Radio Show at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and of course YouTube. Go subscribe to our channel if you're ever feeling down, you're ever feeling low. There is a show for you, I promise. We have like over 300 shows there. The more recent ones are visual because we've stepped up our game a little bit, but you can always go listen to our podcast there as well. And you can also join us and continue the movement by purchasing our gear. We have TGL shirts and aprons right there online. So just hit the button, purchase the gear, and join the party. This week has been about receiving, and so we are focusing on two ladies who have done literally just that. They received their messages and they are walking in their passion and their purpose. How many of us have gotten those messages and we just kind of threw it to the side and didn't pay attention? Oh, that can't be me. I can't do it. Well, look what if y'all were hearing the testimony of Miss Francois, what she did with $5. Imagine what we can do, or imagine what you can do when you come to a whole new country not knowing where you came from, or I'm not going to throw it in there. I'm going to let you know in 2 seconds. See, I'm feeling into it. But we have one of our favorite co-hosts for The Good Life, Gumbo Talk Thursday. Ashley's in the building. She doesn't want to be on camera today, y'all. She's not feeling too well. She's suffering with her sinuses like so many of us all around the world. So she'll throw in her hey. She'll throw in her hey, I guess. But we are in the studio with none other than Saran. Bynum. She is a filmmaker, and her film Father Forgets is being nominated in Hollywood November 18th for Best Short Film. Yes, it is the Hollywood's African Prestigious Awards, which is technically the Black Oscars, so we want to make sure that we support her. And we also have one of her young actors in the building with us as well. We have Jackson White, and we have Nidira McCormick, who has been the makeup artist for the film. So we have a studio full of people who are taking it to the next level. So Saran, tell me, before you tell me about the Father Forgets story in film. I really need you to express your background to the listeners, because your story is so impactful, and for where you've come from and everything that you've done, it's such an inspiration. And just hearing it and reading about it, our listeners, I know that they will get the same feelings that I got as well. So good morning, how are you, and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having us here. I'm feeling very blessed to be able to be here and spread the inspiration to everyone. And that's basically what I've done all my life. I started in Vietnam, actually. I'm a war baby, and Veterans Day is coming up.
Yes.
So this is in honor of my birth father, who served in the Vietnam War. And I was adopted by two beautiful parents, the Bynums in New Orleans, Dr. Eunice and Father Harlan. And God blessed me with this beautiful family, because they've been nothing but loving and supporting in my journey in life. And I tell people I came from nothing, nothing but dirt, and I just progressed with learning and teaching myself how to progress in society when I moved to the States, because when you deal with trauma, you kind of you deal with setbacks and issues in regards to fitting in with society, fitting in with race relations. Even with schooling, I was a slow learner. I wasn't, that good in making grades and focusing, and it took me an extra effort to get those good grades, to make my mom and dad happy, to make myself happy. It always was an extra effort for me to prove to myself that I can do it. Because I saw people around me, they were like pretty and,
girl, you're gorgeous.
High school, queen, prom, and popular, and making A's, and, little old me trying to figure out who I am. But God, always spoke to me through my journey, and He said, you know what, you can do it too. You have a talent, and I want you to use it. And
wow.
I'm the only child, so I was always very creative. And my best friend gave me a journal when we were in grade school, and she said, Saran, I want you to start writing your stories about just life. And ever since then, I've had like stacks of journals writing about my daily situations, my dreams. I dream in color. I would tell my mom and dad about some dreams, and they're like, what? Like, I would dream about just vivid things, and I would remember everything, and I would write it down.
That's amazing.
And my mom, she put me into school, like she put me into dance, modeling, acting, anything that I could, that she could imagine. And she knew I would find my way through that. And I fell in love with acting, I fell in love with modeling, and I just kept pursuing it. I was with the drama ministry at Franklin Avenue. I went to places I never thought I would go to. Angola prison.
Wow,
to inspire other people in the prison, women's facilities, young children's facilities. And we actually did plays for them that inspired people. And I just love being behind the scenes. And Hurricane Katrina came, and God brought me to New York, my second home. And I ended up working for Queen Latifah, of all people.
Wow. Just happenstance.
I knocked on her door. Like, someone said, hey, yeah, I know you have a background in entertainment. Why don't you go down the street? They're opening up an office and see if they're hiring. I went down there with my little resume and knocked on that little glass door. And Shakim, he's a manager. He opened the door, and like it was nothing but plaster everywhere. It was like in the middle of renovation.
Construction, yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm looking for a job. My voice is cracked, and And he was like on the phone, yeah, okay, drop off your resume, cool, all right, peace. And then the next day, I get an interview call. And then the next following day, I get a call, and they're like, yeah, would you like to come Monday and work? I'm like, oh my God, okay, cool.
Look at God, right.
So I ended up working for Queen Latifah for 4 years, Dana Owens, and she is such a beautiful person, beautiful spirit. I learned a lot working in the office in regards to the business end. And,
it was preparing you.
Yeah, it was preparing me for the future. And I knew that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in the film industry, and that's what my life is about. So when I came back home to New Orleans, I dove right back into the film industry, doing background work. And my colleagues in the background world, what they know, we always see you, Saran, in the corner with your computer typing away. What are you doing? What you typing up?
What you doing over there?
And I was typing up my first screen
wow.
play of my first movie, Where I Stand. And it's loosely based on my life about the Vietnam War and my birth father and me meeting him for the first time. And so it's in post-production now. It was a full-length feature. It was a big production team. Nicole Lovins and Lara McGee and Eddie Conrad are the stars, and they did a fabulous job. And Charles Jolivet directed the film, and KJ was the cinematographer. So they did a phenomenal job. So it's in post-production, and I'm looking forward to seeing the finishing product.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Me too. I know you are listening to this story and you're like, you can't wait to hear more. But Lee is going to make us take a break. So we are going to take a quick break. Back on the other side, we are going to get into her film that is being honored or nominated, I want to say honored, at the Black Oscars, because that's what we call it. But it's the Hollywood African Prestigious Awards. It is being nominated on November 18th, which is literally around the corner. And we want to make sure we support her. So Father Forgets, we have some of the cast in the studio, and we also have our fabulous makeup artists, which make us dramatically look different, especially like you can take something and you're like, well, how did that happen? Because our makeup artists do it for us each and every day. So we're going to interview them when we get right back. You do not want to change this dial. It's a good life, y'all. We'll be right back.
Come on, roll with RCA.
Hey! Oh, we're getting thumbs up, huh?
Oh, no.
Jump in with questions or anything?
That's just
Feeling
amazing.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I think you're here for a reason. I think you're here to hear this story.
I know. But also it's funny
See how it
because
happens.
I was like, I've been thinking about like getting into
Oh, y'all can turn that down.
A coworker of mine does like extras here in New Orleans.
Okay.
And he was telling me about like this website that has like, you can see like where you can go be an extra or whatever. You know how we have like NCIS here and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And because I used to do stuff when I was younger, like model and everything.
Okay.
But since I've been here, it doesn't have such a large platform for it. You know, and so now I'm just kind of in the, but hearing your story too, just
It's inspiring.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mhm.
That's what we're supposed to do.
So to inspire people.
Yes.
Because I got inspired, so I got to pass on that blessing.
Yes. Wait. Say that one more time.
Yeah, I got inspired and I have to pass on that blessing.
Yes. And that's what the good life is all about. You know, it's just about opening your mind to living. We all have a story. Everybody has a story. And there's somebody that needs your story. And it's the fear, the guilt, the shame, or whatever it may be that doesn't allow us to, you know, open up, which is blocking someone else's blessing. Oh, we're going back. Is that us?
I don't know. I don't think
No,
so.
because he would have given
But
you
just
the
like
sign.
how it's not always what you know. Like, you know, they say it's who you know. It's just like when you went to New York, somebody said go down the street
Right.
and look at what happened.
A stranger.
You know? Oh, yeah, and so I always feel like opportunities can, you know, arise. Like, that's how we met. Somebody was like, oh, go speak to her over there. You know, we were out one night, and here we are.
We've been friends ever since.
Right, so,
I'll keep you.
yeah,
You gonna keep me? You don't
Yes.
have a choice. She don't have a choice.
yes. Even though I be moving around so much.
But she inspires me to travel. I was like, I am going to get myself out of this country.
I travel international solo by myself. Yeah, I just came back from Mexico like 2 weeks ago. I've been to Spain.
Man, that's amazing to say that.
Spain, never been
I
there.
know, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I know why you don't have kids and you can like go. I'm like, girl, go. Send me pictures.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me live vicariously through you. Well, I'm connected to this mic. You see, I'm gonna grow this and then we're gonna take this on the road and I'm gonna be in Spain and everywhere else. That's how I'm gonna work out this journey. Y'all play around if you want to.
Right.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's just what it's all about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And people need to hear your story, and people need to hear your story. Okay, now we're actually
Yes.
all right, y'all. Be for real.
Vietnam's on my list though. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's beautiful.
WBOK
Oh, same
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
12:30 a.m. The People's Station.
evening and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds, living differently in the world with love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding for ourselves and hopefully everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in. You never have to miss a show. Why? Because you can go on tglradioshow.com. That is tglradioshow.com. You can learn about us, watch our shows, listen to our shows, podcasts. You can buy gear. Anything you want to do, it's right there. And you can share. That's the best part of it. Sharing is the most underutilized button in the world. Yes. And what we also want to share is we share our stories. This week's conversation has been about receiving. And so we have focused on two women who have literally received their purpose and actually began to walk in it. How many of us receive information and like, oh, that wasn't for me or I didn't know? No. We have a young lady in here who is absolutely gorgeous. She said she didn't know, when she was younger, she was like, well, guess what? You're absolutely gorgeous. Saran Bynum. She is a filmmaker and she has a film who is being nominated as the best short film in Hollywood, the Hollywood African Prestigious Awards, i.e. the Black Oscars. Her film is Father Forgets. So please give us a little bit of information about that film that is nominated. Please introduce our young actor as well, and then we also have Nadir McCormick, who is the makeup artist for the film in the studio today.
Well, I formed my production company called Narasco Productions, trying to be like Oprah.
Yes.
Backwards. So it's Narasco Productions, and I have a producer. His name is Josiah McCormick. He's brilliant. He has a background in acting. Went to school for it. Got 2 degrees, and he's a phenomenal actor. And he's been on numerous TV shows on primetime TV. And so he's been my producer and my helping hand and the brain in doing a lot of these projects. And he came up with the idea of doing Father Forgets, and it's loosely based on a poem from Langston Lawrence, and it's about a father and son relationship. And it's tumultuous in the beginning, but then it has a turning point at the end. And we wanted to highlight the fact that we wanted to do it for African American fathers in America, because there's so much negativity about African American men. We wanted to highlight the positive and the fact that fathers do exist and they're good to their children.
Yes.
And they love their children, and God created this dynamic for a reason, and we need to stop bashing out black men and uplift them.
Yes.
So I created the screenplay for it, and our wonderful cinematographer Brandon Boylan shot the film in this beautiful house donated by my dear friend Bobby Mason. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby.
And I want to introduce you to our star, Jackson White. We had auditions where we had to do a call for auditions for these young actors, because we wanted someone that can portray the feeling and the emotion that we were looking for. And he got the spot, and he did a remarkable job. I mean, he came in there ready. He was like,
all right,
I'm
Jackson.
here, what I need to do. And he did it. And then this beautiful lady next to me is Nadira McCormick. She's with the McCormick clan. They're all so talented, like the Jackson 5.
Yes.
And she's a wonderful, phenomenal makeup artist. She showed me how she could make bruises and this and that. I'm like, oh my God, girl, you hired. So, because, the movie kind of has a little, tumultuous part where we had to show some bruising and stuff. And she did a phenomenal job on that part in regards to doing makeup for Jackson. So I want to hand the mic over to the star.
Yes.
All right.
Jackson, welcome to The Good Life. We are so excited to have you here today. What was it like when you found out that you had been chosen to star in Father Forgets?
Really, I was really excited, and I've never been really like a main character, and I've really been like background. So I was kind of nervous, and I really wanted to get out here and show people that I'm not just background. I can be main character.
Hello. Yes. Y'all, Jackson is not just the background. He is a main character. Y'all can play around if you want to. So, when doing the film, did you have a favorite a part or a favorite scene, or and you don't give the story away, but is there a favorite part that you were like, oh, I'm happy to go get up and do this scene today?
The scene where I was riding my bike.
Oh, okay. And she's laughing because she knows exactly what he's talking about. That's not something that you had to practice, right? That's something that you were like, I got this. This is the easy day. Can you give us without giving away the film? Can you give us a little bit of the dynamic of what Jackson's character made?
Sure. Yes. He's the main son in the short film. It's basically about the son and the father, and it's very emotional. Some people cried when they saw we had a private screening, and some people cried because they know it's true in regards to dealing with a son or a young child. The emotions are high. Sometimes you can get frustrated or just not pay attention to your child, and then you realize, oh my God, he's just a young boy. And we go through this. I go through it. Everyone goes through that period in their life. But then realize, that's my child or that's my father, and I love them. I love him. I love her unconditionally. And so that's what we wanted to do, was inspire other people that no matter what your child goes through or what your child is going through at the moment, your child is given to you by God.
Yes.
And you have to love your baby regardless.
And speaking of that, unfortunately, there's some parents or guardians who may have a difficult time when their child says, I want to be an actor, I want to do this. So Jackson, how was it when you were like, you know what, Mom, I want to do this. I want to try out. I want to be an actor. I want to get in that field. Obviously, they were supportive because look where you are today. But was that something just innate? Was that just like you just felt it, or you saw it on TV and you're like, I want to do that? How did it happen?
It was really my mom. She got me into it. I don't know how it happened because I was like really young. And
you obviously have a personality, so maybe that's what she saw.
And so we have this agent, and she is like always constantly telling my mom, oh, this audition I think Jackson will be good for. And it's just been like that.
It's just been working out for you. Well, when you're blessed and it's your gift, it just works out for you that way. Well, we are so glad and we are excited to see and to support Father Forgets. And Nyderia McCormick, what can we do without a makeup artist? Literally, they changed the game in so many films. And so we're excited to hear from you today. Can you give me a little bit about your background and how did you get into makeup artistry? Because it is truly an art form.
Okay, well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me. Actually, as a child, I love to draw. Like, I can remember just drawing at school, and then later on at home, when I should have been doing my homework, I would lock the door, grab my mom or my sister's makeup, and begin to just make my face up. I love to see color. I was looking crazy. My brothers and sisters would laugh at me.
Look where you are now.
Look at me today. Right. I'm doing makeup and bringing the beauty out in others because we all have natural beauty.
Yes.
But I feel as though it's my job to bring that beauty out. And doing this film, it was such a pleasure for me to be a part of the team because this was an exciting challenge for me. Doing special effects, creating fake tears and fake blood.
Wow.
I had fun doing that, but it came out to be a very awesome job. And Jackson, he cooperated with me pretty well. So, I mean, it was a good experience for me. And it's a pleasure to be a part of this team and this nomination.
I know. Can you believe it?
Yes.
Nominated for the Best Short Film, Hollywood African Prestigious Awards, the Black Oscars. Yeah. So are y'all excited to see anyone there on November 18th?
Well, when I looked at all of the nominations, I
you have
it over and over again, like Don Cheadle, like Best Motion Film, Taraji P. Henson, Denzel, like this
Cardi
is for
B.
real. Like, oh my God, yeah, Cardi B. From
Yes.
social media. oh my God, like this is for real. So
and Saran Bynum. Hello.
Saran Bynum.
Yes.
Nebraska Productions and Chic Novell. Hey.
Hello. Yes.
So, we want to provide opportunities for local artists to show their talent in acting and makeup artistry and filmmaking, shooting film, directing, crew members. We're opening that opportunity. That's why I wanted to start the production team, because it's hard to break into Hollywood.
Yes.
And since I have the blessing and the knowledge to start this, I want to give back, because people gave to me. I just want to give back.
Wow.
Because it's not my blessing to keep, it's mine to give.
Right.
Yeah.
And during the break, Ashley was speaking out. She's like, everything happens for a reason. She's here because she's like, this has inspired her to take it to the next level. She says she did her modeling and stuff in Seattle. We know that she's here and that she's going to take steps to do it here. Right, Ashley? Y'all see, I try to connect people and I try to work it out. So speaking of that, how can we support you, not only with Father Forgets, but in the future with all of your film work? If you need anything, how can we help you?
Yeah, sure. Again, it's Nebraska Productions, so it's my name spelled backwards, Nebraska Productions LLC. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and I will be setting up a website soon, but again, it's Facebook and Instagram is NARASCO Productions LLC. So we will be blasting big time without water in our hand.
Yes, because we are going to claim that win.
Yes, and again, we will be doing a public invite of all of the screenings, because I want to do them all together. We're going to have Where I Stand and Father Forgets together, to have the whole family together, the whole team, Nebraska production team and family together, because we all deserve this hard work and recognition, because everybody that's been a part of this team has put in hard work and dedication. They've been to school, now they're grinding on the streets in the film industry, and now we're really doing it. And that's what I want to show people. You can do it. There's no such thing as can't. If you have a vision, make it happen.
Yes.
And don't let nobody tell you it can't be. It's not possible. It is possible. You just have to believe in God, walk that path, and make it happen, and just talk to people. A stranger, you can talk to a stranger, and you never know what that stranger has for you. You just
Absolutely.
never know.
There are no coincidences.
Right.
There are absolutely no coincidences that you were here this morning. I am so blessed that you were here. And as I told our first guest, we were praying for you. And we are going to pray for you, because, the more prayers, we can do it together, y'all. We can create that. We can manifest this win. So we want to manifest this win for the best short film. It is Father Forgets. And you can follow them on social media, correct?
Yes.
And I'm going to share all of their information at tglradioshow.com. So right after I get off there, I'm going to share their information so we can make sure that we support her. This is Saran Bynum. She's getting a film nomination in Hollywood, y'all. Hollywood. Yes. November 18th for the best short film. Again, the African American Prestigious Awards, which is technically the Black Oscars, for Father Forgets. So we want to make sure we support her. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. That is at tglradioshow.com. At tglradioshow.com, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And please go online, tglradioshow. I keep saying .com for the social media, but y'all know that's the website. But nonetheless, you can do it all. It's a one-stop shopping. Any final words, Jackson? You have anything you want to tell the audience today? I know I'm throwing it at you, but you're an actor. I figured you could just, he's like, oh, he's swinging it. There we go.
Really just be yourself, and if you want something to happen, don't be afraid to say, Mom, I know I haven't been doing this, but I want to try out, because if he can do it, I want to see if I can do it. And don't be scared about it, because I've had a whole lot of auditions that I've been turned down. But this one, I guess, it just picked me right back up.
Wow. Never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up. From the mouths of babes. Look, we have everybody on the other side of the glass smiling. From the mouths of babes. Y'all, this is The Good Life. Thanks so much for tuning in. And, of course, you can catch this show again at tglradioshow.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. And especially Ashley. She rolled in here not feeling well this morning. Ashley. Thanks for hanging tight.
Much, but, I'm here.
It's A Good Life, y'all. We're out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks so much for each and every one of you for tuning in. We appreciate everything that you do and the continued support of the show. And please, if you enjoyed the show, please share. But again, you can check them out. We will be uploading them soon and very soon. And you can catch them on tglradioshow.com. Thanks so much, y'all. We are out. I'm going to tell Instagram bye first. Oh, yes. Thank you. Oh, yep.